Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Lifeology. Before we start, as always, I want to say thank you for liking, following, and subscribing. Let's just get to it. I was talking with one of my friends, because that's what I do. And the word irrelevant kept coming up. Not so much in the conversation, but in my head. And then it dawned on me, maybe they don't quite understand what relevance means. What being relevant to a situation is. The dictionary defines relevant as being connected to or appropriate for a particular thing, occurrence, event. How does relevance play into our lives? Oh my, it's huge for me. It is. It's a little bit of a big deal because we come across people or we maintain people, relationships that are irrelevant to our journey, that are not connected to our purpose, that are not appropriate for our well-being and spirit. So it's really important to understand everybody that you encounter is not even for you. Even the people that are closest to you sometimes. Even the ones that are in your family or in your home, even that share your bed. When we outgrow situations, a job, friendships, a partner, it's because they become irrelevant in our lives. They no longer play a part in our journey. They've done what they were supposed to do. They came to give the lesson. They came to bring a gift. And they are no longer needed. Truth be told, you could be the irrelevant party. You're not meant to walk with everyone. You're not meant to sit at every table. Oh, there are tables that you need to sit at, and there are certainly doors that you should be opening. But sometimes you're irrelevant. Sometimes you don't belong. You're not the missing element. You're the intrusion. You're the interruption. We have to know the difference, and we have to respond accordingly. There have been times when I worked a job and I stayed there. I stayed there a really long time. I didn't really like the job anymore. I didn't really care for the people that I worked with. I didn't really like my superiors, and the people who may have been over me. I didn't really even like my staff sometimes. I didn't like the company's policies. I didn't like their mission. Or I've always been pretty conscious about the jobs I've taken, so let me correct that. I outgrew their mission. I outgrew their purpose. My life took another direction. So their mission statement no longer applied to me, no longer made me feel that I was needed or appreciated, or just, damn, I'm just not in the right place anymore. I've usually been pretty good about removing myself from those case scenarios. I've been pretty good about taking a step back, trying to figure out the why of it, or trying to fill in the blanks. That seems to be a lifelong thing for me, trying to fill in the fucking blanks. But the thing is, God, the universe, they're not obligated to tell you shit. It says clearly in the Bibles, ye know not the plans that I have for you. Ye know not the plans that I have for you. As much as I have tried to be analytical, I don't try to be. I'm an overthinker. But one thing I do know, and that is that I don't know the plans that my God has for me. And neither do you. It doesn't matter what your spiritual gifts are, or what your universal gifts are. Ye know not. So, being analytical or trying to question it out, guess what? Becomes irrelevant. That's the point. It becomes irrelevant because you're never going to know what the next step is. This thing called life is fucking huge. It's huge. You can't figure it out in one lifetime, I'm sure. You probably can't figure it out in 2 or 3. It would take eternity. And we don't know if we're going to have that. But what we can control, what we can fix, what we can change is people and things that are no longer needed, that are no longer connected, that no longer serve a purpose on our journey. We can remove ourselves or remove them or it. Because when we stay in irrelevance, it means we're stuck. There is no movement. There is no advance. You don't have any momentum. You're stuck in the same job, in the same position, in the same dead-ass relationship, in the same friendship that hasn't grown in 20 years, 10 years. You're stuck. When we get stuck, we have to make a movement. When we get stuck, we have to figure out why we're stuck. How do I get out of this shit? How do I get out of this hole? How do I get out of this cement my feet are planted? It feels like my feet are planted in cement. How do I escape this? What do I need to do? It becomes very frustrating. It becomes very tiresome. One thing is relevant to everything, yet everything is irrelevant to nothing. One thing can be relevant to everything, yet everything can be irrelevant to nothing. Oh, I want you to think about it again and again and one more time. See, I guess what I'm really getting at is that it's virtually impossible to get through life without thinking. It's impossible to move forward without conscious awareness. Not for those other motherfuckers around you, not for the neighbors, not for your friends, not for the gang. We've talked about them. Not for your kids even. Just for the life of my old Lord, just for you. You know, the whole purpose of this pod is about you. It's just about you connecting to yourself, uplifting yourself, looking at the mirror and appreciating self, loving self, respecting self, being relevant to you. How relevant are you to you? How relevant are you to you? How relevant are you to yourself? You're the most important person in the room. You're the most important person in your head. You're the most important person living inside of that shell. You are. You can't be the good parent if you're not the most important person and you're neglecting yourself. It means you don't have what it takes for your children, for your family. You can't be the most efficient employee, manager, or boss if you don't hone in on your skills, if you're not continuously building yourself, enhancing yourself, educating yourself, encouraging yourself. You are the most important person. There's that story again. You're on a plane, the plane's going down. You've got 30 seconds, maybe less. The oxygen masks drop. You've got your child on one side and then there's you. Who gets the fucking oxygen first? The most important person is you. And I'm not going to go over the why with you this time, because we just, literally, I just gave that analogy, that example in a previous pod. We talked about the airplane and the oxygen and who gets it first. And why? You are relevant to everything in your life. But some of those things have become obsolete. You have to recognize the obsolete. You have to remove the things that no longer belong, the things that have had their moment. And it's time to let go. It takes a strong person to clean house. It takes a warrior mentality and mindset to open the front door and sweep all the shit out onto the street. It takes a creative, courageous, relentless person to pack that shit up in that office and tell that job to kiss your arse. The whole arse. Not a corner. To kiss your whole entire ass. It takes an observer. It takes a person that's used to going inward and being still and being quiet and listening to that small voice on the inside of them to know when to move and when to stay. Some of y'all so busy just moving around, hustle, hustle, bustle, bustle, like a bunch of little busy fucking bees that are not going anywhere. You ain't pollinating no flowers. You haven't made no damn honey. You just buzzing around in a circle, like you've been whacked upside your damn head. You dizzy and confused. Yeah. Some people say I talk too harshly. Others call it, oh my gosh, she's brutally honest. And then there are those, the majority, that say thank you. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for bringing the truth to light. Thank you for giving me something to think about in a way that I've never thought about it. Thank you for helping me to see me, for pulling me out, for exposing myself to myself. The most important person is you. When something is not relevant, it is not connected, it is not appropriate, it does not belong. How many of you are not connected to your current job? How many of you feel like you don't belong there? You're not doing what you were intended to be doing. You gotta make a decision. You gotta make a decision that's so bold and so bad and so bright that it could change your whole life. Or you can stay there where you are and continue to be irrelevant. You can stay where you are and continue to stay where you are in every respect. Stay in that position, stay in that pay grade, all of it. Or you could make a loud noise with quiet steps and remove yourself and allow yourself the opportunity, the pleasure, the joy of showing the fuck up and being relevant to yourself. Once you become important to you, once you're connected to you, once you're appropriate for your soul's journey, everything else will fall in line. Everything else will fall in place. It's like a signal. We become beacons for positive energy. You become bright lights that attract upward mobility. Yeah. There are people around you. There's a person just inside of you. But I want you guys to recognize all the different signs. You really got to see what's happening on the inside first in order to be able to view the outside clearly. To get a clear understanding of the outside, we have to have full understanding of the inside. People running around here confused, don't know what to do, can't get ahead, don't know how to make decisions, don't know how to communicate, don't know when to say no, don't have self-esteem, simply because they refuse to sit in their own presence. Because they're scared. They're scared to take a moment and just sit the fuck down. Just sit down. Just sit your whole ass down. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? Do you not want to see that ugly monster of yourself that badly? Do you not want to face the truth so hard? You're never going to get ahead until you face where you are right now, until you own up to what happened and you face up to what's happening. You're never going to get ahead until you remove irrelevant and replace it with relevance. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Please remember to look in the mirror and embrace. Look in the mirror and release. Look in the mirror and accept. Look in the mirror and decide what's relevant and what has to go. It might be something as simple as a different hair color. And that could change your whole existence. It may be something as simple as a different hairstyle. Or how you choose to wear what you choose to wear. It's not always something horrific. Little shit matters too. Lifeology. Like, follow, and subscribe.